You know, the beautiful thing is I start to find more connection as I research them. First of all, we're both left-handed. We're both from Pennsylvania. He's from Westchester, I'm from Philadelphia. A lot of my nieces and nephews have gone to Quaker schools. He was a Quaker. We're both openly gay men. I think he was about 6 foot tall, and I'm 6'2". Many similarities. You know, and I think that the more that I start to understand him and understand the way he operated in the world, I find that there are things that maybe have inspired me to become a bit more like him in a way. The idea that he was very much a great civics leader, and he really cared about people. I care about people, but I think his life's work, he rolled up his sleeves, and it was about like our humanity and making sure that there was justice and wrongs were righted. And so I think that he's been an inspiration for me. So I think hopefully I want to be closer to him. You know, he's such a extraordinary figure, and people like him as well and what they've done. You know, I admire anyone who's out there doing the good work, you know, and I feel like I try to do it with my art, but I feel like I can actually blend that and hopefully become a bit more, you know, bigger-minded about what I do because of these incredible leaders. One is, as an openly gay man in the 50s and the 60s, for him to be exactly who he was extraordinary. That was absolutely extraordinary, especially to do the work that he was doing and knowing that many people in the movement would not like him, the optics of seeing him as a leader or someone or a voice didn't bode well with the entire movement. And I understand that as well. I understand both sides. But I love that he was very clear about who he was in every single room. And I admire that. What's not to admire? You know, someone who's grounded, saying this is exactly who I am, in a world that's saying you cannot be that person. So I admire that. He's always been a personal hero. I think that he is, I will use this expression, he was his own creation. I mean, the man spoke with a Mid-Atlantic Standard accent and that was of his choosing. He wanted to elevate his language and the way he spoke, which was at times like Katharine Hepburn. Yeah, you know what I mean? When he wanted to get a point across. I asked Rochelle Horowitz, one of his comrades, where'd that accent come from? And she looked at me and said, he made it up. You know, I mean, what a fascinating human being. It's very important for men and women like Bayard Rustin to take center stage. You know, usually we're on the margins of history. You know, we're an anecdote in some way, but the idea of being front and center. And I think that there's a lot to learn from that as well, to know, I love that our film in particular not only centers on Bayard Rustin, but it centers on, you know, you get a little bit of Ella Baker, you get a little bit of A. Philip Randolph, you know, you get a little bit of these other leaders as well, you know? And that's important to know that all the liberties that we have now was done by ordinary people, just trying to make a difference. So there was many, many people, and wasn't just one figurehead like Martin Luther King Jr. He became the face of the movement. But there were many men and women, black and white, Asian, you know, that all did the work together, you know, and there was a lot of other people there. Oh, that was great. Are you kidding me? I love the idea if I could be a little bit of the song and dance man that I am. You know, I think that Bayard sang in this beautiful tenor, and I'm a baritone. And I worked to get my voice to the tenor, although George and I made the decision to keep it in baritone because it's tricky when you don't want to mimic someone, and you want to, the beautiful direction that George C. Wolfe gave me was like, make him closer to you. So I had to, you know, I would find that voice and I would sing in that tenor, and it was beautiful. And I would also play the lute. I did learn the lute for it. And then you just trim it back so it's more closer to you. So it makes it very human. It makes it real.